Good afternoon, I'm Neil Baker. I work for Pfizer and I lead the skills work stream for the Medicines Manufacturing Industry Partnership. So what I wanted to do this afternoon was just talk you through the skills journey. For those of you that are not familiar, I wanted to cover the Medicines Manufacturing Industry Partnership, and then I'll spend some time talking about the Life Sciences Industrial Strategy and the Skills 2030 Strategy before reflecting on the impact of COVID-19. Then I want to take a deep dive on the advanced therapies skills example, and then I'll look at the Skills 2030 action plan and focus in on our industry asks, before closing out with key messages and the opportunities. So the MMIP was founded in 2014 and it represents the voice of medicines manufacturing in the UK and jointly established with government and the biopharmaceutical industry. It is an expert group and it is represented in the Life Sciences Strategy Implementation Board. Our mission is to maximise return on investment for our excellent R&D base and for the UK to be a leading force in manufacturing innovation, making sure both national and regional economic benefits are realised and we have a secure source of supply for medicines for patients in the UK. Our vision is to focus on the technology and innovation leadership in the UK to make the UK the best place to do medicines manufacturing. We have 6 work streams. Obviously, I'm going to cover the skills work stream today, but I'm also going to touch on the work that's led by James Miskin from Oxford Biomedica, Advanced Therapies Task Force. You can see the other work streams around fiscal, regulatory, technology, and our overall community. And the MMIP is chaired by Andy Evans from AstraZeneca. So just turn now to the UK life sciences. It is a key part of the UK economy. There is significant R&D investment and the roles are very high value, around £230,000 per employee, which is 4 times the national average. And it's a major generator of high value exports. Our relationship with the NHS is very important and this is a real strong opportunity area. And the government recognised the sector's importance and Sir John Bell was asked to develop a life sciences industrial strategy in collaboration with academia, industry and research charity organisations. So what did the life sciences strategy say about manufacturing? Well, it was published late 2017 and it really shifted both the government and industry's perception of manufacturing to be seen more as an important part of the life sciences ecosystem. It made clear recommendations on manufacturing and it actually embedded the MMIP into the governance structure for the implementation board. During 2019 and launched earlier this year, we then have the Life Sciences 2030 Skills Strategy. Think of this as the people element of that overall life sciences strategy. And Alex Feldhaus, who chaired that work, actually quoted in his foreword that rather than work in traditional functions, we need further integration of traditional life sciences skills with digital skills. He went on to say that multi-skilled employees with the right attributes have its solution in education of people before they enter the workforce. So some key messages there from Alex. So reflecting on the impact of COVID-19, this has obviously reinforced the critical importance of a strong life sciences sector in the UK in making sure we protect public health. Our UK R&D capability is critical in the fight against COVID-19 in bringing forward both vaccines and antibodies, but also the other therapies that are needed to mitigate the impact. The key role of manufacturing as part of the broader supply chain has also been fully recognised and the potential threats that exist when these key elements sit outside the UK. And the Vaccine Task Force has also been established, which has a very strong manufacturing element. The overall message here is manufacturing has moved up the agenda. So if we reflect on the industrial strategy, the Skills 2030 strategy, which really highlighted 4 areas for the action plan group that's been running this year, looking at apprenticeships, integrated skills, section attraction and perception, and the global operating environment. And then you take the COVID-19 lens. There's an immediate skills response needed to make sure we have continuity of supply, the vaccines task force, the training and the retraining of skills, and the alternative ways of working that we're all getting used to in these COVID days. So all of that puts a skills-based recovery lens back on that original action plan. And 3 elements have gone forward as industry asks into the comprehensive spending review. the apprenticeships, the integrated skills, and the sector attraction and perception. Let me take the deep dive now into the advanced therapies. So the advanced therapies apprenticeship community had a target to have 50 apprenticeships by March of next year. And you can see significantly exceeded that with over 120 apprenticeships, which I think highlights how progress can be made when there's investment and focus. Already $500,000 has been awarded ahead of the spending review to continue that great work from that community. And on the Advanced Therapy Skills Training Network, $4.7 million has already been allocated to that. And I'll go into that into a bit more detail and show you where the thinking is there. So there's two areas. One is what's been termed a VCATS, a Virtual Centre for Advanced Training. It really is about having an accessible website which has tools to enable people to go in and see what they would need to get into the industry. Helpful particularly for those maybe retraining from COVID impacted industries. And then there's a license fee part of it, which will look at a learning management system and bring to life both the learning aspects, VR and IR training modules, and the ability to learn on generic and specific equipment. So far, a portal has been built and a website, gap analysis is ongoing, training providers are engaged, and there is early progress on the VR and AR vaccines training, with the idea of having a pilot ready to launch on the 1st of December. The other part is NCATS. This is a national training centre. This is looking at using the facilities that already exist across the UK and joining them up. And really these will be GMP specialised training programmes. So with this, a consortium has already been considered and put together, taking learnings from other processes and engaging with the training centres and starting to consult with industry. Really, I view the ATMP work as at the tip of our skills spear and shows what can be done and how we can take the approach forward with other parts of the sector. So the Skills 2030 ask is now part of this wider bid that's going in, which is a Medicines and Diagnostics Manufacturing Transformation Fund. Not particularly a snappy title, but it absolutely says what is needed. This is a globally competitive industry. The UK needs and must have a strong offering in terms of our regulatory environment for business and also the innovation in manufacturing. The aim has to be to make the UK more resilient and make sure we address the low base of manufacturing, and also we address the levelling up agenda across the UK as our industry is UK-wide. So as part of refreshing, the industry and stakeholder views were captured, and that refocus of the industry ask has been even more tuned towards manufacturing. So from an MMIP point of view, we're looking for incentives in new and upgraded manufacturing facilities being enabled through capital grants, funding for collaborative R&D and innovative manufacturing technologies, and a 2030 skills fund, which takes the original skills elements, but now puts an ask overall, including the ATMP example I went through earlier. So what are the Skills 2030 asks? So the three areas that I mentioned earlier on. So this is where we want a national industry-wide careers campaign, looking at both the outreach and the strategy to get to key audience. Equality, diversity and inclusion will absolutely be key. And we also want industry-ready graduates to go into careers in ATMP. For apprenticeships, we want expert outreach to support employers to both start up and expand apprenticeships. I want to make sure we stimulate high-quality life science apprenticeships, making sure there's the delivery and the launching of a quality kite mark. We're continuing to look at the apprenticeship content and resource development. And for integrated skills, it'll be the phase 2 of the VCATS and NCATS example I highlighted earlier. But importantly, looking at the flexible skills for life sciences, the development and funding of training, including that focus on digital and data going forward. So the key message here is we have to build a life sciences talent pool that enables the UK to ensure we have sustainability of our medical supply chains, both for patients and also to enable growth, with the aspiration of creating an internationally outstanding skills environment. It is a globally competitive industry and our offering needs to be strong. So the core themes of the bid have been refocused through a COVID recovery lens. The focus is on UK manufacturing, diagnostics and medicines. That's advanced therapies, vaccines and critical care products. and also the UK resilience and onshore capability. We have many career opportunities, and that bid enables us to offer more for the post-COVID economic recovery. We want to make sure we're reaching a diverse workforce. Apprenticeship adoption barriers need to be looked at, parity with traditional routes, and the social mobility and geographical coverage across the UK. We also want to build skills in the current workforce for the long term. This is vital for UK competitiveness. So what are the opportunities? The life sciences is a growth sector, requiring over 130 new people by the end of the next decade. Apprenticeships and traditional learning pathways to upskill our existing and those future employees are needed. We can offer placements, apprenticeships and careers for people who have been impacted through COVID and reductions in their own industry, young people leaving education, undergraduates looking for careers, or returners to our sector. We have the ability to build on a very strong R&D heritage and an opportunity for the UK to leapfrog competitors by focusing on these new technologies and the processes. The investment in facilities and skills to translate the science and innovation into industrial value is a huge opportunity area. Investment in CDTs will continue to be key for disruptive technology and future thought leaders. We continue to encourage STEM, but with more focus on digitisation and data. And advanced manufacturing technology themes continue, so continuous manufacturing, diagnostics, and point of use for hospital products. It's also a great opportunity for the green agenda for sustainability. And we also need to continue the excellent close working relationship we've had between industry and academia. Thank you very much for listening today, and I'm now happy to take any questions.